At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
We are Eastern Eagles, #1. We are Eastern Eagles, #1. Come on, boys.
Come on, let's do it.
Eastern Eagles, #1.
All right, that's great. Mike, I'll send it back to you.
All right, yeah, thank you, Rock and Raj, for going out in the crowd. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight to Richie's. It's been a great show. We love having you. Be sure, Eastern, they're playing South Gaia and Portsmouth East at home Friday and Saturday. The Waverly Tigers are playing South Webster at home, T-Fred,
Yes.
on Friday.
Yep.
Western Indians play Oak Hill on Friday, and then Manchester on Saturday, and the Piketon Red Streaks, we go up to Unioda on the
Good morning, everyone, and welcome, Unioda, to the morning show.
You had to throw that in there.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
I'm like dying here, in many ways. No, welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where Dylan, fill the cup up with hot
Come on,
water, honey.
Dylan.
man, you're killing us.
I just want you to know, Dylan cannot make tea.
I can see that.
Yes.
But he can put together a nice video
He
package,
can.
and he keeps us on the air over at Piketon.
Everybody has their special talents, and making tea isn't one of Dylan's. I'll tell you what else he can do. He makes a mean Subway wrap.
Really?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to Subway and says, "This is what I want," and that's how he makes it.
No, he used to work at Subway.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you go into Subway and you have Dylan make your wrap, and it's perfect. Just perfect. Yes. See,
I can do that too. I can just go and say, "This is what I want," and they make it for me.
Yes, and that's what I did with Dylan when he worked there.
And that's how. So then you brought him over here.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, he worked. Oh, jeez.
Dylan.
No, walk in front of the camera and show
He's got
everyone
that
what
little
you were
crawl
doing right
going.
now. This is Dylan trying to get me tea that now he has filled all the way to the top so that I don't choke to death, which is very nice of him. But the only reason Dylan is making me tea this morning, by the way, I am very capable of making my own tea, as you all did witness, except for Dylan left his coffee pod in the Keurig, and so then I had coffee tea. So I made him make it for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, this is why Dylan's making me tea. I'm really not this helpless. I promise. Like first time ever, as you can tell. Anywho, so we have two fantastic young gentlemen here on the show with us this morning. Could you introduce yourselves, please?
Roger Reisner.
And I'm Mike Davis, also known as the Madman, and he's
And
also known as
Rock
Rock
and
and
Raj.
Raj.
That's right. And Mike and Roger are here today. We're going to talk a little bit about some Piketon sports.
Yes, ma'am. We are the voice of the Piketon Red Streaks, Rock and Raj and the Madman. We travel around with the team and broadcast their games on 100.1 WXCQ, which is now a total media station.
That's right.
And thanks to Dylan over here, we are able to bring video streaming to the home games. And
so cool.
we are going to try to video stream this Saturday when I'm at Union.
You got to throw that in there.
I love the school.
So
I
funny.
do love
Okay.
Union. It's just it's a rivalry.
There has to, yeah. You got to tell us the part. There has to be a story.
Go ahead and just tell it like it is.
It's a rivalry between the two schools, Piketon and Union. I know there's always been a Piketon Waverly rivalry, but amongst Red Streaks, there's just it's just a rivalry. I don't know why that is. it's
understood.
It's a fantastic school. We went up and did the football game, and they just have they have a good atmosphere. It's a good school. I've got several friends who teach up there. It's just, I don't know. It's always been that way with me, and
I feel you.
Over, so,
hey, listen, years ago, and I don't think it's as much now, but we used to have like Jackson, Wellston. You have inter-county rivalries, and that's fine. I don't know that I ever said Wellston, but I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, usually when Piketon goes up there, they get screwed.
Well, I don't want to
I'll
say
just
that,
come out
but,
and say it.
Okay.
It was kind of a joke that we started at football too. When we were up there, we were making some comments and jokes, and because we just had a lot of downtime because of some things that were going on. So just making jokes. I was just carrying it over to basketball. I don't want any kind of animosity. Like I said, I got a bunch of friends who do work up there, and it's an excellent school.
Like when you call them, do you go, ugh?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy,
Hey,
what's
Shannon,
going on?
what are you doing up there? No.
We just look at each other and like roll our eyes.
No, this is so cool. So you guys have been doing this for quite some time, but Total Media has acquired your station, which is super duper cool. And you guys are so kind as to put on kind of the show here on Main Street TV that Dylan has so wonderfully figured out how to do.
Yes, he
and put it on.
He gets us on the air.
He does. So tell us a little bit about what you guys do. And you guys do not just basketball or just football. You do you are the broadcasters for Piketon.
Well, for whatever we can, yes. We'll actually do some Western Indians games, some Eastern Eagles games. We may do an Eastern Eagles game tomorrow night. So we're just kind of there to help out in any way we can, because we do have 2 stations and we have 4 schools for basketball. 3 schools for football, but 4 for basketball. So we want to get as much coverage as we can for all the schools. Now, I'm a Piketon Red Streak, graduated in 1998. So and my son plays for the Red Streaks. So I'm staying with them. At least he'll be a senior next year. So I'm definitely going to be with them for the long haul, but want to branch out and get some other things. But to kind of get back to your original question, what else we do is every Wednesday we go to Richie's Backyard Barbecue in Piketon, which is a great place to eat. They have a nice bar area. They have a really nice restaurant, a nice grocery store, and a distribution center that pretty much delivers meat anywhere in the country. They allow us to use their party room. And we have a show. It's about an hour long, thanks to Dylan and the Porterhouse. We the Porterhouse, and we feature one Pike County school each week. Last night we had the Eastern Indians, as you saw, or Eastern Indians. The Eastern Eagles. They're going to kill me for saying that.
Yeah.
The Eastern
Yes,
Eagles. They brought the entire team. Coach Ethan Lice. They brought the cheerleaders. So they packed the house. And, we just talk about everything that's Pike County sports going on right now, and just do that every week.
And we have a video that Hayden can go ahead and play.
Oh, we have a video, Dylan says. So let's get to it.
He's the man.
If the intern can push the right button.
Yeah, you got some more out in the crowd that want to talk.
Yeah, I'm going to go to this young man because I heard he likes to talk a lot. What's your name, buddy?
Tegan Warner.
Tegan.
What grade you in?
I'm a senior.
What position you play?
I play the 3-man.
Okay, since you've been in school, how many years have you played basketball?
I'd say as soon as I could.
All of them, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I've played all the years I could. When does that start?
Probably second or
Told me
third
you
grade.
really like to talk.
I don't really like talking that much.
So do you like to give a shout out to someone?
Basketball team, I guess. I mean, we've really came together last couple of weeks.
There's no girl you want to give a shout out to?
No.
They all turn red when you ask them that question, Raj.
Ooh.
Even Jace turned red.
He's in hot water. I can tell he's in hot water.
Well, I'm going to move over here. I heard this young man is his birthday.
He can thank his mom for that, for putting it on Facebook.
I have not heard you guys sing happy birthday to him.
Yeah, we sang happy birthday to him.
That's it.
Right. Yeah, they're saying.
They're not going to do
Go
it.
ahead, girls.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead, girls.
Happy birthday
There it is.
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear son.
He happy he looks.
Not very happy at all, is he?
Yeah.
You guys are rotten.
Well,
You are rotten.
What really disappointed me, I was trying to get the cheerleaders to get up to do a cheer. I was going to do a cheer with them.
That
They done a cheer, but in their seats.
Must see TV right there. With
Yes.
him doing a cheer.
Oh,
Do you do toe touches and everything?
Hey, I'll try to.
I think that's fantastic.
I don't want him to do that because I don't want him to go off on medical leave. He does work for me in my office.
That's right. That's right. So speaking of, a little sidebar is you guys kind of work together in your professional lives as well. Can you
Exactly.
explain how did you guys hook up and start this whole situation?
Well, okay, so he actually worked. We worked at the Pike County Prosecutor's Office from 2015, Raj, on. I was
14.
in charge of the community service, and Raj also worked there. And we worked together while I was going to law school. And he actually gave me the nickname, the Madman, if you want to share that story. It's actually not a
Yes,
bad
we
one.
would love to hear that.
Well, we was working at the Pike County Fair,
Okay.
and we was in a golf cart. He was driving.
It was a Kubota. It wasn't a golf cart.
Well,
right.
same thing.
No, it's not.
Well, there's a hill. I mean, a huge hill. And here we were riding along. He goes, I'm good. I'm like, you can't go down that way. Oh, yes, I am. Here we go down. We're going like this. I thought we were going to dive. And finally, I'm like, you're a madman. Then it stuck.
And it stuck.
He is the madman.
Well, I've known for my driving back in my police officer days. I've kind of got in trouble a few times.
Yeah, Chief
for-
Nelson will.
Yeah. But so fast forward, I became an assistant prosecuting attorney for Pike County. Raj stayed on. Then I ended up leaving that job, starting a private law firm. I actually came over here to Jackson and prosecuted for about a year under Justin Lovett, and was appointed the Pike County prosecutor in February of last year when our prosecutor became judge. So I took the appointment. I'm seeking election this November, so hopefully I remain in the job. But I hired Rock and Raj as my full-time inspector, investigator of nuisances, community service officer. He wears many hats, but we've got a community service program. We have a diversion program where we, have people do community service. They're going to be out, alongside the road. Roger makes sure that lots of our Pike County roads are clean with offenders. He also goes out with the health department, looks at places where maybe sewers run into the street, and he takes care of that for me. So he wears a lot of hats in the office. And then when I started broadcasting last year for Piketon, when this year came about, I just asked, I said, why don't we do Rock and Raj and the Madman? We've done a couple things on the radio before.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
Just kind of one-offs. I said, let's get Rock and Raj and the Madman together. And,
So cool.
and now here we are.
Together again.
Together again. Isn't it so cute? So I'm going back to, I'm circling back to your driving.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way to stay out of trouble when you're a bad driver would be to be the prosecutor.
That's right.
Yeah.
You've got that
Now we
right.
know why he took that job.
Back, I will
I'm
say,
just kidding.
But it's the truth.
But it's the truth. But
back
I'm
in
kidding.
the early 2000s, you saw police cruisers, they would have hubcaps on them. And now they don't. They have these center caps. Well,
There's a reason
I was one
for
of the
that.
reasons in Piketon. Why? Because I would go so fast that the hubcaps would just go off. And the chief was so aggravated, so they finally put these center caps. So he'd have to stop buying new hubcaps because of me.
And you talk about his driving, the chief just roll his eyes.
Yeah. The chief, he's still the chief now, and
Yep.
he was my chief way back then.
So
and
this is a real thing.
it is
Yeah,
a real. I'm
it
not.
really
No,
is.
I'm not joking. No, it's a real thing.
It's scary when he drives.
I drove over here today.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, who
Well-
drove today?
Well, most
Me.
time I drive, but he's like, I'll drive today. I'm like, okay. I guess I can ride with you. It's a straight stretch.
Yeah, it's just a straight highway.
Yeah,
Very boring drive. Right
Mhm.
down 32.
it is. Very boring.
Well, here's the deal. If you ever need to get anywhere in a hurry, you ride with Mike.
That's right.
You've got that right. I mean, seriously, that's true.
The madman.
My wife is watching this right now, going, uh huh.
Don't ride in Columbus with him.
You need to get to Florida Stat.
I'll take care of it.
This guy's got you
I'll
covered.
get you there. You don't need to fly with me.
2 hours, no problem.
That's right.
No. So you guys, no, this is really, really cool what you're doing. How did the idea of the show come about?
Actually, we kind of had our first meeting with the Porterhouse, the world's most dangerous engineer, Justin.
Yes.
We talked to Cora, and we were over here in the conference room and just kind of throwing around ideas about what we want to do to make it different for basketball. And we've never done a show like this before for basketball. We had one for football before Total Media took over. We called it the Red Streak Rumble. It was for Piketon. We'd have Piketon come in every week and just talk about the football game. I wanted to do it for basketball. So we sat over there in the conference room and just kind of brainstormed ideas and said, what if we did it this way? What if we, every one day a week, we pick a place, and it really kind of started as maybe just Piketon, but it expanded to, well, we need to do all 4 teams. We want to get all 4 teams their chance to come in, get a little, recognition, talk about their season, talk about what, they're doing, and talk about the coach, get the players on, embarrass the players like he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a one of them gave a shout out to any girlfriends or anything. And I know they have them. And the coach did. The coach said, I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife. And he said, that's how you do it, boys. And he's absolutely right.
And they still haven't learned, though.
And I told him, I'm like, if I'd have been asked the question, if I was in school, I'm like, I want to give a shout out to every girl that walks through the front door.
Yeah, all of them.
Exactly.
What girl? All of them.
Every one of them. Whichever one comes up.
Yeah, whichever one will talk to me today. Yeah.
But yeah, so
that's funny.
We started it. There were a few setbacks. We started it a little late, and we kind of had our pilot episode back mid-December, and then we learned from that and figured out what we wanted to change and what we wanted to improve on, and that's when we kind of decided, let's just do one school and pack the house. And Raj got on it. Last week we did the Western Indians. They brought a huge crowd. This week we had the Eastern Eagles, and they brought a huge crowd.
Nice.
Next week, because we picked Wednesday, because Wednesday there's never basketball.
Okay. Except for the one day that there is.
Except for the one day there is.
Yes.
I don't know how I missed it, but Piketon has a game on Wednesday, the 17th. So we're going to go on an hour early, and we're going to have the Piketon girls come on, because it's not just about boys sports.
Sure.
Girl sports as well. And we're going to bring them on. Going to have the girls there up in our mezzanine in what we call the oven. That's what the nickname is for the Piketon gym.
Why is that? I've heard you mention that a couple of times.
Because it's
very
hotter
warm.
than an oven. It's
very warm.
Very hot in there.
And we're up top, so
heat rises.
It's really bad.
Plus, you're just full of hot air
Full
anyway.
of hot air, yeah.
Exactly.
All the heat.
All the
It's
heat
just
is
going
right
on.
there. But so the girls are going to be there. The coaches are going to be there. I talked to the coaches.
Will you ask the girls if they want to give a shout out to any boys?
Well, you got that. I will.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
We're going to have a lot of red faces, I'm sure.
Oh, I guarantee.
More so than last time.
Yeah.
But no, we're excited about that. So at 6
that's
o'clock,
cool.
we're going to do that. And then as soon as that ends, we're going to jump right into calling the Piketon Hillsborough game.
Very, very good. And you guys have been together doing this for how long, did you say?
This is our first season together doing this.
Doing
See, I
this.
used to
Yeah,
do-
that's right.
I used to
Because
do radio years ago.
off and on, you
But
guys
then
have done some
I'd had
things.
him and we
This
done
is
radio.
so cool and such a great idea.
So what happened is he did a lot of live remotes on 100.9, 100.1, and he was doing the Pike County Dogwood Festival, and I was actually the coordinator of that festival. And it was when we were working together as at the prosecutor's
Yeah.
office. He said, "Hey, we've got RCW wrestling here. Let's go and do something." I'd never done it before.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm like scared
You're
to
like,
death.
oh,
and
no.
I jump on, and we had a chemistry and just had a blast.
Yeah.
And then just things kind of separated. I was going to law school, getting that done, trying to get my law career going. The station did a few different things. And then when Total Media came in and I needed a radio partner for basketball, I just said, let's do it, Rock and Raj.
There's only one obvious person, and there he sits.
You
There
got
he
that
sits.
right.
That's right.
I mean, I love doing it, and we make a great team.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, have
guys
you ever
do.
listened to the game if Piketon wins?
Well, I have
What, he's
heard.
shaking, he's
I have
shaking his
not.
head no.
I have heard that there may or may not be some singing.
There
that
is.
happens.
There is.
some horrible singing.
Now, I don't say it's horrible.
Well, I isolated both mics and turned yours off and listened to me when I was doing this after the game, and mine is horrible. So yeah.
Well, let's let the audience speak for themselves. Piketon just won. Woo!
All right, and what do you say to all you
To all
Waverly
you
Tiger fans?
this is for you.
Turn out the lights, the party's over.
And we go wild.
And we
And
go
the
crazy.
crowd goes wild.
Well, we done that. Was we at Lucasville
We were
Valley?
yeah, Lucasville Valley,
And some of their fans were sitting down right below us. And the dude gets up and just gives us the
Is he
death-
like,
the death
the
stare.
big dude
he's
sits
like,
up and he's like staring at us because we high-fived. It was Piketon's first victory. He got to do it, and we were excited. And man, we're like,
but the guy, he did
no.
not like it at all.
oh,
Raj, let's get out of here.
Let's pack up and we're out.
hey, listen, it's all in good fun, right?
It is.
Exactly, exactly.
So Piketon loses. What do you do?
Nothing. We do nothing.
You don't have a song for that?
We hang our heads.
I thought about doing a song. I thought about
There should
playing
be a song for that too.
But I just didn't think that anybody would care for that. So
Okay.
we don't do it.
Only positive.
And there's a few choice words, but we don't say it on the air.
I mute the mics, and
Unless someone forgets to turn the mic down.
yeah,
Dylan.
I have been worried about that. But so
Hey, we all have been.
I'm
It's
not
fine.
only like it's the broadcaster, but my son plays, and I
Mm.
get
So there's that
You gotta
personal
try to-
dad
yeah.
tie in there
Calm him
too.
down a little.
Oh man. So during the game, are you like, son?
yes,
No.
Yes,
Yes.
he
Yes,
is.
I
Oh no.
I have to dial that back. I will get on the refs.
Yeah.
I shouldn't do that. I was told in the very beginning, don't do that. But I do because I'm a dad and I'm watching my son out there who is very good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm his dad. And just if he does something wrong, I get frustrated and it definitely comes out.
Or he'll
The
say,
dad voice.
Or he'll say, someone's not getting gas money tonight.
That's right. That's exactly right. He steps at the foul line. If you want gas money, you're going to sink these two, and he will. So I have to give him gas money.
Hey, it's on live radio.
It is, and I record them so he can go back and listen to it
Yes.
and say, "Up, Dad."
There's a recording of
Yes.
that.
So his son has missed last game because of an injury. Would you like to tell Jen what the injury, how it become?
Well, yeah. This
Was
is
he riding in a car with you?
no.
Oh.
No.
He comes home from practice, and this is a big game for Piketon. It's Piketon versus Westfall. They have good games against each other.
Okay.
So he is very, and Westfall is one of the top teams in the division. So he comes home, he's got this routine, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. He's so excited. He talks about his practice because when he comes home, we ask him, what happened at practice today? What are you guys working on?
Yeah.
I just want to know so I can. I don't mention it on the broadcast. This is what they're going to do, but so I can just kind of see how it works out. So he goes through his routine, and we're sitting on the couch, and he comes downstairs, and he's got a towel on his thumb, and he doesn't say anything to us. He goes right into our downstairs bathroom, and he starts rummaging through our closet, and we're just kind of looking at each other.
Like, what is he doing?
And he comes out, and he's like, "I cut myself shaving." Like, oh, okay.
Wait,
well,
and his thumb?
I
It
didn't
gets
know.
better.
I like, okay. So you cut yourself shaving? Yeah, I cut my thumb. Well, okay. He got the little 6-blade razors in a pack. I'm like, well, he, ran his finger. I said, it'd be no problem. Come here, let me see it. And we get over the sink, and I take the towel off, and the top of his thumb is gone, and blood is everywhere. And blood doesn't bother me, but I'm
It's looking
looking
like
at
it's bothering
this.
you a little. You telling the story.
Well, it because of how epic this story is going to be, at least in my mind. So I'm like, what did you do? And he said, I cut my thumb with the razor blade. Like, you mean your shaving razors? Yeah, my shaving razors. Like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
I was trying to get him out of the package. Like, how? So we kind of stop with the how because it's
there's
like,
blood everywhere.
There's blood everywhere. It's like 9:30. He plays the next day. We got to get this bleeding to stop because I can't get it. I'm going through our closet trying to find anything in what I like to call the Davis Pharmacy, And
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out something to stop this bleeding. We can't. So we got to take him to the ER.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the ER and we're there for hours. They finally, and it won't stop bleeding. Finally, about 2:30, 3:30 in the morning, they get it to stop. They get it wrapped up really, really quickly.
Yes.
And they send us home. And we get home, it's about 5 in the morning, and I'm just curious. So I go up to the crime scene. Now, I mean, I was a detective for a little bit. So I go to the scene and I'm like trying to figure it all pieces together. I go in the bathroom and there's razor blades all over the place.
You're recreating.
I am. Because in my mind, I'm like, how in the world did he do this?
Yes, right.
Because I have cut the end of my finger off, but I was slicing lunch meat.
Correct. Like knife, chop. Yep. You get that.
So
Happens all the time.
I didn't have the guard down. My finger slipped and out I went. So my dad cut his finger off doing the same thing. My grandpa cut his finger off grinding hamburgers. So, it's kind of like a rite of passage.
I was going to say, it seems like a family trait.
Yeah. But so I'm in my mind, like, how did he do this? I go upstairs and I'm looking at this. I see these razor blades and I see this pack and it's like shattered. So I'm looking at it. So I put it back together and because he's like, it's a new pack. It was something different. It's like, no, we've been getting you the same razors now forever. And so I put this back together and I see that there's a clear plastic top and it's broke. And I figure it out. So what he did was he, instead of turning the pack over and taking the razor blade handle and putting it in the razor blade, and they're going to be really mad at me for telling this story again, taking it out, he decides, or he just didn't know, that he's going to just take it out of the top. So he's trying to do this. He's in a hurry, and he breaks this top, and his thumb runs across these 6 blades, and it shaves the top of his thumb off. I still have the razor blade. I didn't bring it today. It's on my dresser again.
I appreciate that.
I'm surprised he did not bring it to show you.
I brought it to the game and was showing the camera because the skin is still underneath it.
What I was going to ask you, do you or do you not have the skin?
I do.
The thumb.
I have the thumb.
He sure does.
So you did not take it to have it sewn back on?
There was no way because of the way it was mangled. The top, there was some on the top of the razor and some in it. So I just kept it because it was just pure disbelief, like how. But now that it's over, he's fine. He's gonna get the wrap off today, and hopefully he can play Saturday.
So he did not get to play, obviously, the next day.
He did not, and he was so he actually had me take him to the doctor. So we went to Valley View Health Center in Waverly. I have a good friend who's a doctor there, Dr. Christine McCain, and I was trying to tell her, do you think he can play? Well, let me look at it. As soon as they got the bandage off, they realized it was wrapped wrong, and it started bleeding again, and the pain in his eyes.
She was like, "Oh no!"
And he even said, "Dad, I can't." And he was super disappointed. He was really looking forward to playing. So, every day it's like they said, "Come back Thursday." They'll reevaluate. So he's like excited. As soon as I'm done with court later this afternoon, I'm gonna take him up there. Hopefully it'll be better. He's probably gonna say it is, and because he wants to play against Unioto on Saturday. So we'll see.
I get it.
Piketon really missed him the other night.
Oh,
they stepped up. Piketon had a very good game.
Yeah, they did.
They had a great game, but he missed it, and he was just. You never want to see your kids upset. So just seeing him upset, it upset me because this is what he lives for, is the basketball season, and he couldn't play, he couldn't be out there, and it's just disappointing. But hopefully,
I'm just surprised that you didn't bring the razor to show.
I didn't even think about it. I was kind of in a hurry.
Or maybe we should invest in one of those, ones that goes. Zzz.
Well, I thought about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead.
Yeah.
I never liked those, but I mean, maybe that's what we're gonna do. Like, son,
kids today, I tell you.
And when I'm showing him, he's like, I didn't realize that you took it out that way. I'm like, well, I thought I told him, but I guess I didn't. But
Dad
there he
show
is.
him.
He's on the screen
Yeah,
there.
he is there.
Oh, isn't he cute?
He had a really good game against people, so the coach set him up to talk to us.
That's when he had a thumb.
He did have a thumb.
Yeah, that's when he had a thumb.
But yeah, like I said, now it's a rite of passage. All of us Davis men have done that in
Have
some
cut
way.
some situation off
Gotta
of your
keep it in
hands.
the family.
But
Yeah.
you know, usually it was at a grocery store because my dad had a grocery store in Piketon for years, and his dad had it before him. So
Okay.
we all grew up working there, cutting meat, and you know, it just happens.
Heard. Well, if it's any consolation, you know, my husband and I have been in the restaurant business for a really, really long time. And we were at home one night and he wanted to slice radishes. So we had just bought this brand new mandolin, of which comes with a guard so that you can put it on top
Yeah, you don't
and
need-
slice things like this,
Nope, you don't need a
not
guard.
touching the mandolin. And I said, honey, there's that guard. And he said, I don't need it. It's fine. And he went,
Yeah.
and he went, I just cut the end of my finger off. I'm not joking. And we had like 5 seconds before that, we had just had that discussion. And I'm like, you're kidding, right? And I looked down and it was just laying on our countertop. The end of his finger. And I'm like, I told you.
I'm not surprised.
There's like not a lot of sympathy there when you just had the discussion 5 seconds before that, and you should know
Right.
better.
The same thing happened to me. You know, I'm slicing lunch meat.
But you know better.
And there is a guard on these slicers. And
Yes.
you're supposed to. No, I'm not doing that. I'm in a hurry. I have a
Uh-huh.
line of people,
Uh-huh.
and I'm slicing this chopped ham, and
Mhm.
just it slips because it's slimy, and it just
Yep.
slips down, and it was just all this motion. Like my dad was there, and one of his employees, and they grabbed me, they got me out of there. Dad finished the slicing the lunch meat, and then they put my finger in this stuff called Knox gelatin, which stopped the bleeding. And then the first thing my dad said was, "Your mom is going to kill me." Not "Are you
Yes.
okay?"
Yes.
But "Your mom is going to kill me." So yeah.
We've all been there. So, yes. Don't cut corners when sharp objects are involved.
No,
Just
respect it. Yes.
yes, respect the blade. That's
Yeah.
all I can tell you.
It will win every time. Yes.
So to this day, I'll open up the cabinet and be like, "Oh, let me move the mandolin," and he'll be like, "Oh,
So you still got to throw it at him.
Yeah.
oh, of course." Isn't that what wives do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't forget. We're elephants. Remember,
And they
That is
never
so true.
forget.
we never forget.
I love you, honey.
Yeah.
That's right.
Happy wife, happy life.
Now you guys are getting it. Yeah, yeah. So, okay. So what's the future hold for, you know, your show, for your broadcast? What are you guys thinking?
Well, for what I would like to see is obviously I want to stay with the Red Streaks with my son. But I would like to.
You also want to stay prosecutor.
Yeah, I guess maybe
Free plug.
I don't know. I want to keep the broadcast going. I'd like to do more. I like to do more sports. Like to do baseball. I'm a baseball guy.
Cool.
If we could do that, that would be great. And I think that Porterhouse and I have talked about that, maybe bringing that if we can get sponsors, of course, because it
Yeah.
costs money. Nothing's free.
Here's the thing. It all costs money.
It does,
Yeah.
and it costs to have Dylan there, to have Roger here, me, everybody. But that's something we want to do, and next year, because Total Media acquired 100.1, 100.9, kind of in the middle of the football season, so we went from the old station to the new right in the middle, so we couldn't really do some of the things we wanted to do for football, because football is really big in Pike County. It is everywhere,
sure.
But we couldn't do some of those things, some of the streaming that we wanted to do. But that's what we want. So next year, after this season wraps up, I'm sure we'll sit down and have a conversation about what we want to do for next year. But as long as they'll have me, and they can put up with the horrible singing from us,
I think it's great.
I'm here.
I mean, I dug it.
I enjoy what I do, probably more so than I do my actual job.
Yeah. Well, I get it.
No, it's
because you choose to do this.
I do. I choose to do this.
And we deal with some idiots.
Oh yeah.
I'll just come out and say it.
Yeah,
well,
we deal with
probably
some
people
idiots.
that drive too fast.
Yeah, we do. And I have grown
Do
up
you
a
have
lot.
sympathy for those people that drive too fast?
No, because I try to keep my son from doing that and
Uh-huh.
not making the same stupid mistakes that I made when I was a kid. So, I look at it a little differently. Like, hey, don't, I was lucky. I only had 5 wrecks before I was 18. So, I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I cost them a lot of money on insurance.
I'll bet.
So I really, don't want him to make the same stupid mistakes that I did.
Yeah.
So, I try not to be too hard on him, but, definitely don't tell him about, look, my insurance was just for me back in 1996 and 97, 98 was like $400 a month just for me. And my mom and dad had to take me off their policy and get my own. And I had to work to pay that because it was my fault. I mean, I was just an idiot.
At least
Now
he
you
admits
admit
it.
it.
Yeah, I'll admit it. I was dumb back then, but we all were.
Yeah. But no, I'll bet you guys see quite a bit of interesting things come across the prosecutor's office and a lot of the things that you do, Roger, on the side there.
Got some interesting friends too.
Yes, he does.
Have you ever watched the show The Moonshiners?
Oh, here we go.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
Well, I've got a buddy that's the star on that show.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, yeah.
Does he bring you stuff?
Yes, he does.
You have to ask the Porterhouse about that.
Yeah, ask him
Okay.
about it. But when I met Mike, I didn't tell him what I'd done for a living.
Yeah. How did
So-
you meet? Like, how did this whole thing happen?
Well, he had a fan page.
Okay.
I kept sending him a message for, it was over a year.
So internet stalking.
Yeah.
So you were
Before
like
he-
literally a stalker.
Before he finally answered me back, it was over a year. And he goes, well, next time you're in Tennessee, let me know, and I'll be glad to meet you, buddy. I'm like, I'll be down there tomorrow.
Did you go down there just for that?
No, I was already
Just by happenstance.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm like, well, how do I get a hold of you? So he gives me a number. I'm like, I know it's not his number.
Right.
So we get down to Tennessee, and I text him, and I tell him where I'm at, and he goes, well, won't you just come to my house?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I'm like,
Is he crazy?
well, my wife's like,
That would be the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
yeah. So I got his address, and my wife's like, he's a moonshiner. Maybe
Like this.
we'll
could-
get out there and
Yeah.
they'll kill
This
us.
could
Never
be
come back.
weird.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, well, let's eat something before we go. Our last meal. She eats a bologna sandwich. So we get there, and he's on a side by side on the side of the highway. He goes, come on, folks.
Follow me.
Yeah, and
You're like
he did follow me.
Hmm.
So we get going down through it, then we go off the road, then we go through this path. I'm like, oh crap. I mean, this could be it. But I had my 45 right beside me. Get there, then his kids come out, and my wife goes, okay, I feel better. There's kids there. He ain't gonna kill us in front of the kids.
What you think?
It's safe. There's kids.
So I met him, and we got to talking, and I'm like, man, you ought to come up to Ohio sometime and deer hunt. I don't deer hunt. He goes, man, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'm like, come up, you can stay with us. Oh, that's great. So about a month later, he texts me, goes, hey, I'd like to come up deer hunt. I'm like, hey, would you like bring me some stuff? And he goes, yeah, I'll bring you some Kool-Aid. So he's at my house, his wife and my wife, and that's what I'm with the sheriff's department. I come in dressed in my uniform, and he about crapped his pants.
So he had no idea
He had
what
no
you
idea
did.
what I'd done for a
Oh.
living. And his face was like, I could see sweat beads rolling off. And he goes, oh, I thought you was going to put those handcuffs on me. I'm like, dude, you're fine. And my wife's
You're
like,
the least of my worries.
Yeah.
Trust me, buddy.
My wife's like, you didn't tell him what you did. I'm like, no, I didn't want to scare him off. But we've been good friends, and just last week he was at my house for the weekend.
That is awesome.
Honestly, at first I thought you were talking about how you and Mike met and that he had a fan page and you messaged him, and I was like, wait, what?
That's why you were laughing. I'm sitting there thinking internet stalker, and you're cracking. I think we're thinking the same thing, but no.
Dylan, you're out there on this side.
God
we're
bless
trying
him.
to bring you in.
We'll get this little boy raised eventually. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't. He. Oh.
That is funny.
I thought he was like a prosecutor fan page or something.
Does any prosecutor ever have a fan page?
No.
No.
It's like Rockin' Raj the
Is
attorney
that
or
a
something.
thing?
I don't know.
Never.
Mad Mike the attorney.
Oh my
what?
God! No, that's so cool.
Yeah, and I was on the show.
Oh, you were.
He got married and they filmed it, and my wife and I were on the show. And his partner Jerry they wanted me to bring my uniform down, and I was going to be on the show chasing them through the woods. But Jerry got sick and hospitalized, and so they
no.
canceled that out.
So on the show, are you allowed to do in Tennessee? Are you allowed to make moonshine, or are they like what's the premise of that?
He says him and his partner make the shine, but most of the time they just run water through it. And on the show, people thinks it's moonshine.
Okay. But are they like legal? Is it legal down there or?
No.
Oh, it's
Okay.
not?
Now, Tim Smith, the one wears the overalls with no shirt, he is illegal to make the shine.
Okay.
But Mike still makes it in the woods.
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
And I helped him do it once, and it was pretty neat.
It would be cool.
It
I mean,
was.
I'd say there's a lot of stills around here,
Probably.
Oh, I'd say so, yeah.
Out in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and some meth labs, but
Well, that and and
Several of those.
some probably dead bodies and strip mine ponds. But anyways, that's a whole other story too that we won't talk about.
I am kind of curious though. I didn't know it was illegal, and then you're telling me that you helped him.
Yeah.
Aren't you the prosecutor?
I am.
In Pike County.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And did he bring it to your illegal moonshine to your house in Pike County?
He brought Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Is that what we're calling it these days?
Yeah, Kool-Aid.
He drank the Kool-Aid.
Drank the Kool-Aid.
Hey, there were some people that didn't make it after they drank the Kool-Aid.
I know that. They did not.
But some really good stuff.
Really good Kool-Aid, huh?
You can ask your buddy next door.
Okay. Old Porterhouse. I know who you're talking about.
I had to check my phone was buzzing. I thought I was getting complaints.
You're probably gonna get yourself in trouble over this.
Probably no. There's just my staff. You have this coming up. You have this coming up. You have this coming up. So yeah.
Yeah. They're like keeping you on point.
Yeah. Get off that show.
So-
Yeah, they're like, stop talking, buddy.
I remember watching this show a few years ago.
Mhm.
I think it was you and your dad.
Probably.
And you were doing something crazy. It was a big Ohio State game. You was wearing a jersey.
Did I run down the street?
And you ran down the street.
Yeah, I did. I used to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a few years ago. No, I always had. So no one would come and do an Ohio State and Michigan tailgate with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I started taking it to the street.
So you brought it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I like
so
that.
the one year, so I just started running down the middle of Main Street and high-fiving people, and Dad would play the fight song, and he would turn on the outdoor. We had a camera that showed the street, and he would do that, and I would run down the street like high-fiving. So one year I had some friends show up, and they brought cookies and whatever, and we thought it would be really cute to run down the street and pass out cookies and stuff. And basically everyone flipped us off and kept driving. They thought we were like crazy people. And I'm like, what are you not understanding?
I kind of thought you was crazy too, but but I liked it. It was cool. I'm like, she's a nut.
Well, yeah. Hello.
So, Mike, if you have to go back to the prosecuting stuff soon, I do have a story about airplane doors falling off in the sky that I can tell.
Airplane doors. Well, I also heard your story about the shower too over at Rio.
Yeah,
Falling apart.
Dylan had a. Yeah,
I didn't go back last night.
So I get this message. I never, like Dylan sends me work things, whatever. I get this message at like 10 something the other night. I'm like coming home from the brewery and I'm like tired and it's Dylan. I'm like, okay, something's wrong. And I look down and it says, hold on, I just got to read it to you. Well, first night in the dorm, my shower wall fell in. Like a slow fall. It's still up, but I think it's coming down soon. This is the message I get. And I'm like, is he all right? Like, is he stuck? Like, is he asking for help? Or like, is he just telling me a fact? I'm not sure. So I'm like, are you all right? So anyway, yeah.
And that was actually, he just finished doing our Piketon game, so I know he was tired. He's running around. He gets there super early. We have all this equipment we got to put up and then tear down. He was telling me, he's like, I'm going to my dorm tonight. And so I asked him, oh, you're in college? Yeah, talked about Rio, which is awesome. Yep. And then he goes there, and then I hear the story the next morning about the shower.
The shower wall fell in.
Rio hasn't changed much.
And I'm like, right. And I'm like, wait, like the whole, like a block wall? Or he's like, no, there was like a panel and it like came unglued. I was like, okay, whew, that sounds better. Like we can fix that. Call maintenance.
Tell the maintenance
it will
guy,
be
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good
But
story.
anyway, yes. Well, you guys need to get out of here, right? Because people are buzzing you, and
Yeah, we do.
you have people to prosecute, and
I do.
or not.
I unfortunately I do. I have court this afternoon and tomorrow too. So,
Yeah.
but
Not that anybody does anything wrong in Pike County.
it's off the hook over there. I've got more.
Is it worse than Jackson? It can't be.
Well, they're about the same.
Really?
Our
Yeah,
dockets
about
are about
the
the same. I've prosecuted here and
We
there.
crazy up in this county.
And we've got some interesting things that have come through our county. Probably stories I shouldn't tell. I can't tell on the air.
I was gonna
But
say.
definitely interesting.
Is there any like one that you can tell that's like funny?
I've got a lot that are funny. I just don't know how on-air appropriate they are. I don't. I mean, I know we're on Facebook. I don't think we have to worry about FCC, but I will say that when one of the things when we're in court, we have people who have to take drug screens, and that's part of being on pretrial services or probation. I know, but I'm not going to tell the whole story.
Tell it.
But
Yeah, tell it. Go for it.
when they test positive, they go to jail. And
Okay.
when the stories that you hear as to how that methamphetamine got in their system will just blow your mind. And one of them I'll clean up. But this person was just devastated, and he couldn't believe that there's meth in his system. There's just no way.
Like there's no way. It's
Yeah,
impossible.
And he's tweaking right there. So he's like, I don't know how that meth got in there, Mike. I just don't know how. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, bud. Lock him up. And he's like, I know what it is. I know what it is. Look, I was naked the other day, and I sat on my friend's couch, and it was leather, and that methamphetamine must have just seeped up into my butthole.
No.
I thought you was gonna clean it up.
I did, because his words were a lot worse. But and I'm standing there. The judge is standing there.
So you're having to like eat this crap with a spoon, like this story.
And his
like,
lawyer and we just all lose it, and like all that, we're just clapping like, thank you, you just made
that
our
is the
week. That's gonna
best.
go in the book. You're going to jail. See you on Wednesday. And yeah, that's.
But it was the couch.
It was the couch. It was the couch.
I swear, it was
Somebody
the
go
couch.
arrest the couch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go get that leather couch.
Somebody go get it.
Yeah, I mean, and he was just serious. It's like he thought that was going to keep him out of jail. Like, I'm gonna believe this crazy story and say, oh, you know what, you're
It could have
probably right.
happened.
So you get a pat. No, he went to jail. He spent 2 days in jail because we have court in our county court. We have it every other day. So he had to spend a couple of days in jail and come back But yeah, he stuck to that story. That's what happened. And believe it or not, there are worse ones that I cannot
We
tell.
probably
I'll
shouldn't.
tell you off the air because they're pretty funny. But that was one of the cleaner ones. But there's always an excuse. Always, I love it.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think after a while they'd run out, but they don't.
No, they don't.
No.
They just keep coming up with new stuff. And I've had cases where a person was watching somebody else's chicken. So
Wait. A live chicken
a
or
live
a
chicken.
Wait, someone like chicken sitting?
Yeah. So you go out of town and you say, watch my dog, or hey, will you let my dog out? No, it was, will you take care of my chicken? This is my bird, take care of my bird. Okay. So they go away, and again, this is a true story. They go away for the week. They come back, no chicken. Where's my chicken? I'll get the accent in. Where's my chicken? Well, your chicken died, so we ate it. We threw it in a pot and ate it.
Shut up.
This is in a
Stop
police
it.
report. Now,
There's a police report?
oh yeah, so they actually charge this person with stealing the chicken. I mean,
Chicken murder?
and I am just appalled because during this time we have the Attorney General's office in. It was a pretty big time for Pike County. We had, the
rodent thing,
homicide,
yes.
and so we've got
Like serious. This is some serious stuff.
Yeah.
And then you've got chicken murder.
I was there on that case for a long time, the rodent murder, and my wife was because she's a deputy sheriff. And then I, come over to the prosecution side and I get this, and it's like, and I'm reading this in the office, and there's like Mike DeWine there when he was Attorney General,
yes.
and his prosecution team, and I have to explain like this is what we deal with. So here, and this was this was the resolution. We went to KFC and bought the guy a bucket of chicken. And that was the resolution. Don't worry, you go to KFC, get one of those buckets, and that's what they did.
No.
I swear, that was our resolution. All right, because it's really not a criminal charge, but here we are, and this is too good to kind of pass up this opportunity. So, all right, so
if you don't write a book or do a Lifetime movie about that, you suck. Just saying.
Well, one of our
this
defense
is
attorneys,
Hollywood all over.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
He says he's going to write a book about the defense attorney is our public defender. But yeah, and that's what they did. Go to KFC, get a $20 fill up or whatever they call it, and that's what they did. And they shook hands and it was over. But this actually, the state of Ohio, through the prosecutor's office, we had to kind of mediate this for them and just go to KFC and get them chicken. Okay, is that satisfactory to you? Sure. So they took their chicken. All was right with the world.
You can't make that
No,
up.
there is no
You cannot make
embellishment.
that up.
Cannot make
No
that up.
embellishment to that whatsoever. I promise.
The great chicken
Great
caper,
Chicken Caper
of 2020,
2017.
whatever it is. Yeah.
It was the Great Chicken Caper of
2017.
2017. It was one of my first cases as an assistant county prosecutor.
You're like, what have I done?
Yeah.
What have I got myself into? Hey,
Wow.
listen, you should all be so lucky as to a chicken caper be the only thing that you have to prosecute, though. At the end of the day, really.
That was a good day. I've had a lot worse cases come through my office. So, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Just one that we can laugh about. And there are others. Just I don't have enough time to tell them all.
Yeah, right? That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, back to what you guys do broadcasting wise. Plug that show one more time and we'll let you get out of here, you poor things.
Okay, it's Richie's Inside the Paint. It's every week. We live stream it on Main Street TV, on Total Media
here,
Radio,
where you're
YouTube's
watching.
channel, on Total Media, yourtotalmedia.com, 100.1 WXCQ, and the Total Media Radio app. So all those platforms have this show. It's every Wednesday at 7. We do it from the party room at Richie's Backyard Barbecue in Piketon, which is an excellent place to go. And we feature a different Pike County school each week. We go over the prior week's events for basketball and sports. Then bring the players, coaches. Rock and Raj goes out into the crowd and embarrasses some kids.
Yeah, it's great.
It is.
We have the cheerleaders there. So it's lots of fun energy. It's a good way to kind of promote, what is really good basketball.
Yeah.
If you're a basketball fan, all 4 teams are really good, and they put on a really good show for their schools. So we want to feature that. So it's every week except for next Wednesday when there's the one basketball game in the world that's going on. So we're going to go on.
The only Wednesday basketball game that's ever existed in the history of basketball.
I think that's the case for Piketon anyway. I'm probably wrong. But so we're going to go on at 6. We're going to be at Piketon High School. We're going to have the girls team, their coaches. So we're going to talk to them. And then immediately following the show, we're going to jump right in and call the Piketon Hillsboro game.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
And thanks to Dylan, we're going to have it all on right here on Main Street TV. And
that's
on
right.
YouTube and 100.1 and all across every Total Media platform.
I do want to point out, though, that the only reason we're really able to do the streams is because of Rockwater Campground. Help me out here, guys.
Brewster's Real Estate and Auction Company.
Brewster's
Hometown Pharmacy.
Yes.
Who else?
Tim Dickerson.
Tim
for sheriff.
Dickerson.
And Brandon Woolridge.
Brandon Woolridge, Deep Woods Lumber. I think that's all of them.
Yes.
So thank you to those
Yeah,
fine sponsors. 'Cause
absolutely.
you got to have money to do this kind of stuff, and without them, we couldn't do it.
You do. It's not free. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time.
Yes. Yes, it is.
A lot of donated time that,
Mhm.
sometimes you have and sometimes you don't.
Right.
But you have to do it anyway. And we thank you guys for taking that time and doing what you do, because you do a fantastic job. And it's a lot of
Thank
fun
you.
along
It
the
is
way.
a lot of
It's
fun.
a blast.
It-
It
we,
really
we
is.
have a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So, probably a little too much, but I definitely.
And plus, it takes our minds off what we
Oh,
are dealing with,
absolutely.
during the daytime.
Life is so hard. It
Mhm.
really is. And sometimes when you can just escape and have a little bit of just fun,
Absolutely.
that's how it should be.
You're absolutely right. And I want to thank you for bringing us on the show today.
Exactly.
Oh,
Thank you
well,
so
it's
much.
our pleasure.
Yeah.
And you guys come back anytime, because we have a good time.
We might just do that. I'll bring some more stories.
Oh, dude, if you don't bring more stories.
Yeah, I don't have to make any of them up.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, because you can't make them
No,
up.
you can't make
Truth
it.
is much stranger than fiction, right?
That is exactly
Exactly.
right. Exactly
Yeah.
right.
Hey, I will say, I have been called to jury duty one time in my life, and this didn't work out so well. It was during COVID. We all, stumble in. No one wants to be there. We all sit in the courtroom. They're getting ready to do jury selection. And I'm sure you know Judge Regan.
Oh, yeah.
Chris
very much.
Regan.
Yeah.
He keeps, talking to the attorneys and the whatever. And I'm like, what is going on here? I'm just sitting there, with my book, like chilling. And the defendant just didn't bother to show up for his trial.
I may have been working here when that happened, because they assigned me to the municipal court, so I had Judge Music. But I do know, I think I remember
It was
that.
a
One of
hit.
the, just
Yeah.
they
So it just didn't bother to show up for his trial. So
forget it.
we're
I'm
all
not
sitting
coming.
there. Judge Regan comes out. He's like, well, everybody's here but the defendant.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to go ahead and send y'all home. Congratulations. And I was like, but no, if I had to sit on jury duty, I want it to be something fun.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
the Great
right.
Chicken
Like the
Caper.
great, yeah, that would be an excellent jury trial. It would
I mean,
be
I
really
want to
good.
sit there and take notes about
Mhm.
that.
Lots of notes would be taken.
And at the end of the day, maybe they would have shared their KFC with
Well,
us.
yeah, maybe we
Maybe.
got KFC for everybody.
KFC for buckets of chicken for
Buckets of
everyone.
chicken for everyone.
You don't get your pay; you get your bucket of chicken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get your
that's it.
$7.
You get some chicken.
Hey,
here's a
listen,
chicken breast.
A bucket of chicken probably costs more than what you get paid for jury duty.
No,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely
It's probably
right.
a value.
Yes.
Well, very good. No, we'll let you get out of here. Thank you so much for spending your morning with us. We greatly appreciate it. Tune in to the show every Wednesday. You can tune right here where you're watching right now on Main Street TV and get to see the video and the whole 9 yards. So that's awesome. Not just catch the audio.
And catch, if you catch the Piketon home games. And thanks to Dylan, we may be able to live stream the away game this Saturday if he can teach me how to do it. So we'll have
Definitely
that
gonna try.
on video as well as we take on the Unio to Sherman's. And hopefully-
Yeah, where's that?
I should never have done that.
Do it.
No, I
Now
can't.
you got to do it.
Now my buddies are all, I'm sure the messages are going to come in afterwards. I do want to keep my job. But hopefully Rock and Raj and I we'll sing all the Red Streaks on to victory, right?
Hopefully.
I have faith in you guys, and you can push all the right buttons too.
That's right.
All right. Got to get out of here for the day. We'll have a surprise visit tomorrow by one of our favorite people, and that is, of course, our dog warden, Jen Hughes, and we're going to talk about dog tags. Speaking of prosecution,
Mm-hmm.
you got to buy your dog tags, folks.
Yes, you do.
Do it. I actually sent her pictures as proof that my doggies are wearing their tags.
I've prosecuted lots of people for not having dog tags.
It's a big thing.
Mhm.
Do it. But we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about some news tomorrow. So we'll see you back here. And thanks for watching. We had a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, TheTelegramNews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Subscribe today at TheTelegramNews.com.
Check it out.